Hi Virgo Twin Flames, this is Jennifer, and I'm going to do your 1111 portal energy channeled message reading and healing. I know it's quite a bit after 1111, but we're definitely still feeling the portal effects. And I have my 1111 special going on still. It's on my Fiverr Soulmate and Twin Flame gigs from 1111 to 1122. If you purchase any tier, I get an automatic upgrade. And I also am offering like a special on the SRT clearings, the big spiritual release therapy, and Akashic past life records, and clearings and karma clearings. So if you want to do any of those, contact me and I can send you an offer on Fiverr. So here we go. I have been trying to get these done, and let me tell you, I really got a lot of activations on 1111. A lot of downloads, a lot. And I'm still dealing with it. So anyway, let's get started on you, Virgo. How are you doing? One of the big messages that came through for me was equality in a kind of interesting way. These are not the cards I use for the other groups, so I'm curious that I picked these out. But anyway, they are saying there is some kind of equalization going on for you. It may be in the house that Libra is in your chart. It may be between both your masculine and feminine energies for both of the counterparts. They are showing me like the yin-yang symbol. So I do feel like maybe you are dealing with the balance of your masculine energy. Excuse me. That happens to me when I process energy sometimes. They are saying that there's some residue from your father still left in your energy field that you're dealing with. That may need to be brought to the light. You may have been getting this from your twin. Some activations triggering around this. Yeah, that just fell out. So another pile had that fall out too, I think. It definitely came up in another pile. So yeah, your inner child needs a little bit of work here. What does it need work with? Surrendering. You have to surrender the old. Okay, so any fear that you're holding in surrendering the old, outdated paradigms you have around giving and receiving love, especially receiving, let's destroy and uncreate that now across all time, space, and dimension. Thank you, thank you, thank you. It's done. If you like that healing, say yes. So just know when I offer you a healing, it's going to remove the blocks from the energy coming up so you can process it coming out. Does that make sense? So you still have to do the work. It's not doing the work for you. It's just fast tracking a little bit of getting over basically the triggers. 2 8s, a 5, a 0, and a 7. Okay. That's for your person, and this is for you. You both have the Fool in reverse. Okay. So interesting. Embrace, and bottom of this deck, Pentacles. Okay, so do you feel like you're doing the work? Neither of you are wanting to really... The Fool is a new beginning, but in this deck it's called Trust. So you both are doing your healing work right now. This Eight of Cups for me is a healing journey. I know for a lot of people it's walking away. I don't really see it that way because you're heading towards the Nine of Cups, right? So you are going backwards a little bit. I think you're re-examining what commitment actually means. And maybe you had some sort of... This is the Seven of Cups. So maybe there was some sort of option that came up for your person and they stopped making an effort towards your twinship. And this triggered both of you to heal. And you're healing your fear of rejection or feelings of rejection. They're healing their ability to trust another person in relationship, okay? I do think it is going to be forgiveness with who hurt your inner child, both of you. Yes, it will bring great peace for you both. So, source is leading you. They may be dealing with some addictions because this is an addiction card for me. You may be, either one of you, whatever it is you're using to process the escape, because there's escape here of dealing with the pain that comes up. But source is leading you to a much more divine peace. You know, this is a master teacher card, just divine temple. Yeah, definitely shadows coming up. Harness the divine masculine power of creation. There's your balance of your masculine. Destroy the old, visualize your dream, help manifest a new world. So you definitely are balancing some of that masculine energy within yourself. Oh, I love this card. This is a transmutation card of the violet flame. This is a lilac fire. You can imagine like a diamond lilac fire, and things you no longer want in it, just throw them in there, or you can stand in it and it will burn away everything that doesn't no longer serve you through divine love. So it opened up to a transcendent love and enlightenment. Purity of heart brings peace, hope, and joy. So that's just such a beautiful card. Yeah, you have this deep blue dragon. So there is an issue of safety for you, especially. It's coming through of maybe you weren't protected as a child the way you should have been. Maybe you turned to animals or always felt a kinship with animals, or maybe you felt very rejected and abandoned by your father figure in your life, even if that wasn't their intention. Our nuclear families do serve to heal one of 5 wounds, and that's one of them that can come up. It doesn't matter what they actually do. If that's the wound that you have to come up and clear in this life, that it's going to be triggered by your family. It's often by the opposite parent, but not always. And just shows me it is some sort of rejection or abandonment feeling that you are trying to rid yourself of. That's an interesting card. So, yeah, there again. Okay. Your person just may be getting a lot of sexual attention from others, or a lot of attention for their work, like creative work, that is really bothering you. throwing you out of balance, and just triggering you. So this resentment that you're holding on from your past is coming into your future. And just know this isn't picking on you, because this happens to almost everyone. But for right now, this is what you seem to be dealing with. It's under it all, there's love to be thankful for. But when the wound is being triggered, it does not feel like love. So to get to see it from a place of love, you have to get into that love first. They're saying that laughter and fun and remembering good times and having more of them can be a way to get into that space of love and joy. And just knowing, like, this is a very elevated point of view, so don't let it trigger you if you don't yet agree with it. But your emotions belong to you, and you are always the one who decides on them. And I do understand that when someone does something you consider hurtful, the natural reaction is to be hurt. But it is a choice for you to be hurt or not. And that is the power that you stand in as a whole human being with balanced masculine and feminine energy. You can walk away. You can choose to decide that this is not actually applying to you. You can choose to see that the person hurting you was also hurt, and therefore you can just forgive and transmute that energy for them. It is a very elevated path of ascension and very mature. I understand that. And even though I can understand it, it doesn't mean that I always do it or always choose it. But I do recognize that it is my choice, and understand that, when I do choose to surrender to the power of a feeling, it is for always my highest good and serves me to understand why I'm choosing to have that feeling. So I hope that makes sense. It is the choice when we move from victim mentality into creator mentality, and it does always constitute that you have the ability to set boundaries in the process of this work. So I don't necessarily feel the need always to have boundaries like I used to, which were very high because I needed to protect a lot. And now I have less to protect because I've done a lot of shadow work, but there still remains more to do always, that's for sure. So whatever you do feel the need to protect, put those boundaries in place while you're doing this work. I'm definitely not saying let everyone just come in and hurt you and just be like, okay, you know your journey, your path. You are feeling quite a bit of fiery energy right now, and that is telling me that you are moving forward in a spiritual path. You are learning, you have been indoctrinated into a mystery school of sorts, and that's what this card is. You can see that the holy flame within you, and you are working on this solar plexus, right? Your partner may be working on their sacral, and that probably means that you've healed that aspect of you and that they are now catching up to, which is often how it works. The feminine generally leads, and then the masculine generally is a little bit behind, a few steps behind. Not always, certainly. And we don't always go from the bottom up. So anyway, I hope this makes sense to you. I really hope that you do not feel I'm being insensitive to this work, because I do believe that this is the core work of the twins, and healing the emotional body is the deepest of deep shadow work, and ultimately choosing to see that we all come from love, we all do the best that we can, recognizing that journey, understanding that you play a role in triggering others just as they trigger you, and especially your twin, because you're the exact same frequency, that triggering isn't bad. It is part of the work, and not holding on to the pain and seeing it for what it is helps you break free from the illusion that we aren't all love, that there is something else to us besides love. Okay, that being said, if you need help with any of this sort of work, or, you know, I do a lot of different kinds of energy work. So if you need help with this kind of work, check out my Fiverr gigs or my Patreon. The link will be below. I so appreciate the work you're doing in this world. Know that it's important. Know that sometimes it's lonely. And I love you very much. Thank you. Bye.